Hi there, welcome to the kitchen at Westminster for another episode of Saving Time. This week we're making a stir fry, but we're doing it in the oven. My favorite thing. I don't like standing around at the stove. There are other things I could be doing, and if I put food in the oven, I can get them done. So it's ideal. I love this. I did a little bit of prep off camera, but it's nothing. I was maybe 10 minutes. I sliced up some veggies. Not a big deal. First things, we've got, look at these beautiful veggies. We've got broccoli cut up, and the broccoli, just, if they're huge pieces, cut them in half, but otherwise just think like that. Peppers I cut up into about 1-inch cube, give or take, just like that, pieces like that. And then I wedged an onion and just nice big pieces. Pick your peppers. I can't resist. How can you not do that? Shannon's laughing. This time I don't blame her. So pick colorful peppers. So get 2 colors. Don't get green. Okay, get red or yellow or orange. Something. Get some colorful ones and get a couple colors so that you've got lots of good things happening in your bowl. Right off, I chop that up. Easy peasy. There's my compost. Look at that coming back to us as more food and not so far off. My husband was planting peppers. Got the peppers started. They're being baby. When I left, they were under a blanket. They're on a heat pad with a blanket on top of them. It's a high. There's a lot of careful work going on. I just want to salt and pepper here. I have a spoon somewhere. There it is. Just a little salt and pepper on these. Think like a teaspoon. And same thing with some pepper, about a teaspoon. Just do that, and then we'll put about a tablespoon of oil. This is olive oil, but any kind of oil will do. So about a tablespoon, and just to coat it. And I'm just going to give it a quick little stir so that nothing gets dried out while we're chatting and getting other things going. So just blend it around like that. That's all there is to it. There's nothing. This is easy peasy. This is a simple meal and delicious. Right off, I want to start with our rice. You're going to adjust your quantities as you need to. I'm going to do, Shannon's showing me that I haven't said preheat your oven to 375. Thank you, Shannon. It's my favorite thing to forget. I'm doing 1 cup of rice, which does 4 medium appetites. If you've got hungry people in your house, up the quantity of your rice, okay? So always 2-to-1 ratio. 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. Just that easy. And dump it in. Just like that. That can go to the side. Again, a little bit of salt. And just a dab of oil. Don't stir it through, okay? Just let it float on the top. Just about, I don't even know, that was maybe 2 teaspoons worth. Just a little bit there. And like I said, just let it float on the top. We're going to set the rice on and turn it to boil. Okay, I want it to come up to a full boil. And you'll pay attention, because it will need a stir every now and again to make sure it's not sticking. We're going to let it come to a boil, and while we do, we can keep working on this. So I've got about 2 cups of broccoli florets. I bought one of those bundles that's all wrapped up in plastic, which is a shame, but then you don't get a lot of stem. So it's easy and quick if you're just doing the florets. And it was $1.99 at No Frills. Peppers are on for $2.99 a pound. Bag of onions, I think it was like $1.88 or something. It was really cheap too. So all good deals. And I mean, this meal's coming together for less than $15 because you probably have a pepper or an onion already laying around, right? So it's easy peasy. We've got all that done. Rice is going. Good. Medium high under your rice. Don't go high heat to try to get it to come to a boil super fast, okay? Because all you're going to do is let your rice stick to the bottom. Medium high. These we're going to transfer over to a big casserole dish, okay? Put it in a nice big one because we're going to be adding the meat after, and we can serve straight. If you've got a nice pretty one that you can dump everything into, then do it. But make sure it's big so that there's lots of room to spread the veggies out so they get roasted nicely. and at the same time so that we've got room to add the meat after. Speaking of the meat, I'm going to reach that way over there. I'm going to get that out and show you what I've done. So we're working with pork tenderloin. Again, no frills, $3.99 a pound. I got all of this for $7.97, I believe it was, under $8. That's a lot of meat. Take your tenderloin, lay it out on the cutting board and cut it into medallions, right? Like just in rounds. So just cut it that way. I did right around an inch thick. So just like that, okay? Nice and straight and just across like that into the medallions. And that's your prep. I mean, this is honestly super, super easy. We've got this cut, we've got that cut. I'm gonna give that rice a stir. That's gonna do the job for me. Just, at this point, we're really just making sure it's not gonna stick. That's all I'm worried about. It's fine. We want it to come to a boil. I'm gonna let the water come to just below the level of the rice and then shut it off. And when we shut it off, this will go in the oven. So the oven's preheating, we're gonna be ready. Next up, we can start mixing up our marinade, which is, again, super easy. Soy sauce, Dijon mustard, honey. That's it. I mean, I think that's it. That's all I've got. Salt and pepper, yeah. So, right off the bat, we're gonna put our soy sauce in, and I've got marked on here a 1/4 cup. This does not start at a 1/4, it starts at a 1/2. Handy that. So, we're gonna go halfway to half. That looks pretty good. Halfway to half is a 1/4 by anyone's measure. I'm gonna check my rice again. I can hear it behind me. And it is coming to a nice boil now. I'm going to turn it down just a little so that it doesn't come out over. And the other day I had a near emergency at home with the pot on the stove, and you know what? It was crazy because I had the spoon over it, thank heavens, but the bubbles were right up to the level of the spoon, but they didn't go out over, but they came right up to the spoon. And I thought, ha! There it is, working for me, doing the job I'm not. So once we've got that, then we need a tablespoon of Dijon. And I mean, I'm not too worried about measuring here. I'm gonna say that's a good tablespoon. 2 tablespoons of honey. This is just cheap honey. If you've got a nice honey, like from a farm, then, oh, by all means, get it going on. How's that look? It's boiling over there, but it's okay. We want 2 tablespoons. That's going to be great right there. That's at least 2 tablespoons. You know what? I'm pretty happy about using this spoon again. It's got a little salt and pepper and some bits of veggies. I think it's going to be great in there. Mix it all up. This is just a nice, it's got a little bit of a, I don't know, it's sweet and it's salty and delicious. And it's not so strong that it's going to get anyone upset. Right? I mean, you know, in terms of family cook and all of that, making everybody happy, good luck with that. No, it's true, it's hard. It's hard to make everyone in a family happy. There we go. My family would tell you that, and they're gonna laugh that I'm saying this here, if everyone liked the same thing, we wouldn't need menus in restaurants. Fair enough, right? So some are going to be a winner and some not so much. And this one, though, I really think everybody can get their heads wrapped around, okay? We can set that aside. As soon as our rice is ready for me to shut it off, we're going to put this in the oven. And we need to sear our beef, I'm sorry, not beef at all. See, this is when editing would really come into play, but this isn't that kind of show, is it? This is me mucking up. So we're going to sear this, and we'll put a tablespoon or 2. All we want to do is about 1 minute per side of each piece. So we should be able to fit, well, we'll probably have to do 3 batches to get through it all. And we could just put that over here. I'll start it on the far end. And I'm just gonna start warming that pan up. And all we're doing then is we're just going to just sear it. We just want to seal it so that it stays tender and moist and everything and is delicious. And once we're doing that, this is already going to be in there. That's just warming this. You know what? I'm going to come back in a minute because this is dead time, really. This is a great time to make sure people have done their homework. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, while we were off, water got just below the level of rice. I've removed it from the heat, lid's on. It's good for 30 minutes. I moved my veggies to the 375 oven, set a timer for 20 minutes. I'm warming this up. Now, I was saying to Shannon when we were just off camera, normally while that rice is getting to this point, that's when I chop up my veggies and stuff so that it's all kind of flowing. This meal is easy in an hour. I've got my little bit of oil in here, and now that it's heated up, it's way more viscose, I think is the right word. People with better science minds than mine will tell me I'm wrong. And now all this nice pork tenderloin, and I'm just going to start dropping it in. And we'll just do this. We're just looking at about a minute per side. We can fill up the pan or not, your choice. It's just as easy to fill it up. I'm going to quit messing around with that and just do this. It's going to go a lot quicker. That's probably half of what I cut up, so I'm going to call it good there. Just make sure that they're all in a little bit of oil so that they don't stick on you. Whoop. Sorry, Shannon, if that just splashed you. About a minute per side. We'll just step back so we don't get sprayed. We don't need that in our lives. We certainly don't need it in this video. This is such a delicious meal, and you can see how easy it is. So normally, start your rice, then your veg. They'll be ready at about the same time. Then slice up your meat, get this going on, and start your marinade. Now, I'm happy to look at, see, we're just getting some color on. It's brilliant. Look at that. Shannon, I'm sorry because it is splashing. I don't want you to get burned. I've been burned a couple of times. It's okay if I do. Oh my goodness, right? You can't mess around in a kitchen much and not get the occasional burn. It happens. It happens. I more often get burned by pans than I do by the actual oven, because I pick it up and then it's like touching on my forearm and stuff like that. These things happen. That's good. We can let that go. Earlier, I forgot to put pepper in the marinade. So don't be shy about it. Go at least a teaspoon, okay? And that many times with my fingers is obviously a teaspoon. And then just mix it through, okay? And we'll see how we're doing on side 2. We're already getting color. Okay. Doesn't it sound fun? It sounds fun. But imagine if we did all of it like this. It's a lot of work to do a stir fry and stand there with it hissing and spitting and carrying on. We don't need that. We can be way more calm. And it will be just as delicious, I promise. We're gonna get all of this out, and then I'm gonna finish that, and we'll come back when I've got all the meat ready, okay? I'll see you in a minute. Okay, all of the pork has been seared, and it's got just a little bit of color on it. Now with our marinade, just brush it, okay? Grab yourself, make sure you use a silicone brush, not a pastry brush, okay? Pastry brushes, you're never gonna get it all clean, and we're all over the meat here, okay? So use a silicone brush. And let's do one side on both plates, and then we'll flip them all. Look, because it's getting right inside of the meat. We're going to add the meat when the timer goes. I just looked, and there's still 10 minutes left on the 20 that we set when the veggies went in. So once we get this on, we're just gonna let it sit and wait until we're ready. So now just flip them. Embrace this mess, okay? And flip it all so that we can brush both sides. We just want it to get inside the meat while it's waiting for the oven, and add that extra flavor. And then we'll dump whatever we've got left over everything. Oh, the meat feels nice. It's all so warm and everything. It's great. I love it. I love it. Nice. You know what, Shannon desperately wants me to put it on my apron. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because then for the rest of the video, I'll have soy sauce marks all over the front of my apron, and that's not going to be great for me.
And not on your clothes.
But not on my clothes, no.
The point of an apron.
It's protecting my clothes, yes, but you know what part of it is I make the aprons too pretty, and then I don't want to. Like, this is a beautiful color. I don't want this soy sauce all over it. This smells really good, and what's the smell from the oven, the veggies going, oh my goodness, it's really nice. And I meant to say before, the best part about feeding the compost with this meal is knowing and remembering how many great stir-fry meals you get out of your garden every season. It's just one, I mean, mix this up, okay? When you do this at home, if you've got zucchinis, cut them up, throw them in, okay? Use what you have. Don't feel obliged to go out and buy just because that's what I put in mind. Use what you've got. Use what your family likes. You got celery, throw it in. Do whatever you've got, okay? As soon as that timer goes, we'll come back on camera and finish this meal. Okay, timer just went. Beautiful. Give it a shake and a push around. Look at, it's gorgeous, right? We've still got all this pretty color. Look at how nice that looks. Now, I know I always put parchment down, and I didn't this time because I like to carry this meal straight to the table, just as it is. So that's why I didn't. If you want to add parchment and transfer it to another serving dish to save yourself the cleanup, by all means, do that. And then add the meat, everything that's on the plate, because it's all that good tasting marinade that we made. And another, beautiful, mix it all around. See what I mean, why we wanted that big pan? And then just drizzle whatever you've got left all around. Make sure everything gets a good coat. And push it. And then we're gonna stick it all back in the oven for 10 more minutes, and that's it. Set your table, make sure everyone's paying attention. This is going to be ready, and when this is ready, the rice will be too. It's all going to be done at the same time. Doesn't it look beautiful? Look at how good it is. Okay, I almost picked the pan up with my hands. Remember I said I'm more likely to burn on the pan? I almost did it just now. There we go. Give it another little shuffle. Try to make it, you know, as even in the pan as you can. Back in. 10 minutes, and that's gonna finish cooking the meat. There you go. Set the table. I'll see you in 10. I just took everything out of the oven. It smells so good. You can smell the honey and the Dijon. It's beautiful. It smells delicious. As promised, rice is done at the same time. Mind the steam when you take the lid off. Let's plate it up. If you haven't already called everyone for dinner, get on it. Okay, this is it. This is plating. And do a good spoon of rice. Look at that. Just like that. And then start grabbing all this deliciousness. And to the side and on top, everything, okay? Just really put it on there nice and make sure you're getting some of all of it. There, look at that. This is beautiful. And drizzle a little bit more on top. Turned out gorgeous. Look at all the meat we've got. And don't forget, I said I bought all this for $8, this meat. This whole meal came together for just under $15, and you might already have things you could be using at home. Beautiful meal. Please, if you enjoy the recipes, you enjoy them at home, like the video, subscribe to the Westminster Orangeville channel, hit the little bell so you know when the new recipes come up. Share the recipes, share the videos with your friends and family that you think will enjoy them. Quit letting food eat up all your time and money, okay? This meal came together in under an hour, and it's beautiful, and it's got everything you need. Have a great night. Take good care.